We talked about Jose-Ramirez, but there are some other injured Indian players that we should call attention to. Let's take a look at what's out there, injury updates. Danny-Salazar pitched a scoreless inning of 8 pitches. That was with Akron on Monday. Bradley-Zimmer is now batting .375, 9 for 24. A couple of doubles, a couple of home runs, and 5 RBIs in 10 rehab games. And he's 1 for 3 now with he was 1 for 3 on Monday night with Columbus. Jefry-Rodriguez scheduled to pitch for Columbus. That'll be tonight. We continue on. Jordan-Luplow, or Luplow, is scheduled to play with Columbus tonight. First game since August 5th. And Carlos-Carrasco and Dan-Otero scheduled to pitch for Columbus on Wednesday. Both could return on Friday to Cleveland. Friday is the date you can add players to the 40-man to the roster, and you can play. And by the way, this is the last year for that. What they're going to do is what they should have done a long time ago. You can bring guys up, but they should have had, like football. To me, you should declare your 25 guys that you can use instead of using 40.
Well, Anthony Castrovince of MLB.com was on radio saying that the new model is that you'll be able to carry 26 players next year during the season. And when you expand rosters, you can only expand it to 28 in September.
Okay, so and everybody can use all 28 then?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense too.
Yeah.
But what doesn't make sense is one team have 40 guys and another team have one extra guy.
Yeah. And his point, and I think it's well taken, is that it made probably the most important month of the year, September, with teams, fighting for playoff position.
Right.
It turned some of these games into, I don't want to say a circus, but you have 3 or 4 changes in an inning because teams wanted to look at a guy for next year already, and it just kind of watered down the product, I think, and maybe changed the competitive balance of the month.
In your commentary moments ago, you believe that this is still going down to the last weekend.
I still do. I think that they now have a lineup that can make up for, in some small part. I'm not saying they'll replace Ramirez, but I think they can.
On a game-to-game basis.
Yeah, and I still think that they're. I will buy this from you, that when they play Minnesota, they play them very well. So the idea that, well, what is the season series between the two? It's pretty close, isn't it?
It's close, yeah.
But I think that
we'll find that out
if they can get hot and win,
that's all it's going to take.
5 of the 6, 4 of the 6, whatever.
Well, wouldn't you be safe in saying if they do win 5 of the 6, that should be good enough to win it?
They're in pretty good shape at that point. Now, if they go into that series 5.5 out,
they need to be 2. They need to be 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, something like that.
At the most.
They have to sort of match them on the way.